You ever have someone knock on your front gate, wearing a cheap badge, mirrored sunglasses, and a fake utility belt, and try to tell you that you're breaking the law on your own ranch? That's what happened when a fake HOA officer showed up at my gate, flashing an ID badge printed at Office Max and threatening to shut down my tractor operations. Problem is, I'm not just the guy who owns the ranch. I'm also the chief of police for the next county over. And when he said, "You're under HOA investigation," I smiled because he had no idea who he was talking to. The setup: my ranch versus the HOA next door. I've worked in law enforcement for over 22 years, recently promoted to chief of police, and I split time between the department and my 34-acre ranch out in the hills. My ranch borders a high-end gated neighborhood called Maple Hollow Preserve, full of overzealous board members and overwatered lawns. We've had friction. They complain my tractor noise disturbs brunch. They try to claim my windmill tower was unsafe to the visual environment. And most recently, they started a community compliance patrol, complete with badges and radios. None of it legal, all of it theatrical, until it crossed the line. The knock that set it off. It was a Saturday morning. I was replacing fence posts near the front pasture when I heard a knock on my gate. Not the polite kind, the aggressive, open up now kind. There stood a man in his mid-40s, dark sunglasses, cheap metal badge, a patch that said HOA Enforcement Division, and a holster with a walkie-talkie and a tape measure. He barked, "You're operating heavy equipment too close to our jurisdiction." I smiled. "Interesting. You know I'm the chief of police for Bay County, right?" He froze. I pulled out my ID and badge. "This is your one chance to walk away, because impersonating an officer is a felony." His face went pale. No. I'm not impersonating police. I'm HOA enforcement. It's different. Still illegal if you're threatening people with fake authority. Then I said the magic words. "Stay right there. You're being detained for investigation." Backup arrived, and the truth came out. I radioed the sheriff's department, off duty, but still in network. 2 deputies arrived within 10 minutes. They searched the man's vehicle and found 3 printed HOA violation forms, a folder of property photos, including mine, a toy-grade taser, and a notebook with phrases like "use firm voice," "threaten citation," and "record reactions." He admitted he was not a police officer, not hired by the county, not authorized by the HOA, but part of a self-organized compliance unit. In other words, just some guy playing cop. The legal hammer falls. He was arrested for impersonating a public officer, criminal trespass, harassment, carrying a simulated weapon. He later pled guilty and paid a $12,000 fine, restitution to multiple homeowners he'd intimidated, and was issued a lifetime no-contact order regarding my property. What the HOA did next? Once the board found out, they dissolved the compliance patrol, issued a formal apology to every neighbor the man harassed, and printed a revised HOA guide that now includes "Do not engage with or impersonate law enforcement in any context." The new sign at my gate? "This ranch is protected by law and by the guy who wrote half of it." Underneath, HOA enforcement equals instant arrest. Final thoughts. He thought a badge from eBay gave him power. He thought I was just a quiet rancher. He thought intimidation worked everywhere. But sometimes you knock on the wrong gate, and the guy answering isn't just a rancher. He's actually the chief of police. Next time he wants to play lawman, he better do it somewhere that doesn't already belong to one.